Hi cuties. I know this is a very, very different setup than what I normally do. I don't have makeup on, I'm in my pajamas, and we're gonna do the mid-year freakout tag. Now here's the thing, I have a very stressful life right now, and I need some self-care. So instead of doing a mid-year freakout tag, we're gonna do a mid-year self-care tag. I don't know, I'm very, very tired, and it's been a long week for me. I need some time to decompress, and I'm not normally the person who does things like face masks and stuff like that. That's the only thing I can think of right now. But I am close to cracking, so I bought a face mask. I also have one of those like nose strips and stuff, nose pore strips, and tonight in my house I'm just kind of focusing on chilling out. I have cleaned my whole room, I'm doing laundry, I'm gonna light some candles, light some incense, we're gonna do some yoga later, but for now we're gonna talk about books while I attempt my first attempt at self-care. That's what we're doing because I need it. I think a lot of other people may need it, so please take care of yourselves. It's a very, very stressful time in the world for everyone, some more than others, and I'm definitely not on the more side of that, but I have a very stressful life right now in a lot of different aspects. We're going to calm things are gonna happen. I'm gonna quickly wet my nose because that's what it says to do for the pore strip. That's why I've been holding this washcloth, because it's wet. Is this weird? This is weird. Put this on, squeeze it, la la la, la la la. I don't know if I got my nose wet enough. Did I get my nose wet enough? Probably not. Does it look really silly? I bet it does. It's gonna make me talk funny. And then we'll move on to the first face mask I've ever bought or grabbed in my life. I grabbed it because it's orange and I like the color orange, but it's the Brighten and Tighten one with vitamin C. I don't know what it means to brighten one's face, and we're gonna find out. Does my face need brightening? I don't know. What do I need done? Who knows? Anyway, I'm gonna be touching this constantly right now because I feel like it's not sticking all the way, and I need it to. I don't know. Let's talk about books. So we're halfway through the year. Whoa, we're halfway there. The first question is, what is the best book you've read thus far? And I can't decide, so I chose two. So the first one I have is Only Mostly Devastated by Sophie Gonzalez. This is a gay Grease retelling, and I absolutely loved it. I devoured it in one day, and I want more, and I just love these characters. I still think about this book all of the time, and I want to just like go back and read it all again, because it was so freaking good. So I love this book very, very much. It got 5 stars from me, and I love it. The other book that's winning this year as a contender for best book of the year is Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. Sorry if it's very shiny. It took me a while to read it, but it is very big and it is so good. I love our main character Spensa. She is so relatable to me. She's very extra, and I love M-Butt, and I love M-Bot, and I love Doomslug, and I love Jerkface in this. I love Ned a lot too. I think of the entire Skyward flight, Ned, aside from Spensa, Ned is my favorite. FM is a close second. I absolutely love this. I never thought I would be such a love for sci-fi, because I'm like, sci-fi, yeah, it's great and stuff, but I've always been more of a fantasy girl. But this year I've really gotten into sci-fi land, and Skyward has definitely helped bring me more into that world, and I'm in love with this book. I have already read the sequel. I love it, but I'm super mad that we are not getting the third book until next year. How am I supposed to survive? What the hell, Brandon Sanderson? Why are you writing multiple projects? Did you not see my unpopular opinions video where I said don't work on multiple projects because you never finished the other ones? Obviously I'm right, and you, the very successful published author, are wrong. So, Skyward, everybody. The next question is, what is the best sequel you've read this year? And again, I could not choose one. I chose two. The first book that I loved as a sequel was Between Burning Worlds by Jessica Brody and Joanne Rendell. This is the sequel to Sky Without Stars, which is a Les Mis retelling in space. I told you I was into the sci-fi this year. Also, very big book, but I love this because it expanded more outside of the world or of the story of Les Mis. The first book is fairly close to the second half of Les Mis, and this expands it more. We get a lot of different new characters. We just got introduced to the Angelos character in this, and he's my boy, but I'm not happy with how he was treated. But I do really love how this sequel came to be, and all the arcs are moving, and I really love Shatine's whole arc and her and Etienne's whole new, discovering each other and her getting a glimpse into the world that Etienne lives in, and even Marcellus and Alouette going off on their own space journey was interesting, and some more new characters from in their shenanigans was really great. So we really got a good expansion of characters. Hi, Chris. Did you want to say hi? Are you a self-care cat? Self-care cat says pats on the butt are great. The other one is Wayward Son by Rainbow Rowell. This is a sequel to Carry On. If you guys have never read Carry On, it's amazing. It takes a while to get into. I will give you that. But trust me, you need to get to chapter 61. And if you cannot go on any further than chapter 61, then it's not the book for you. But you need to get to there. And I know that seems like a lot, because it is a lot. There's a lot of exposition that gets set up in this whole series. But trust me, trust in Q. You will love this series. And Wayward Son was a really good sequel to it. Other people will disagree, but it really shows the aftermath of a chosen one story and struggling with that, struggling with depression, being in a new relationship and dealing with all of that. It has great arcs overall for multiple characters in this whole series, and I'm really excited for the third book. But Wayward Son was definitely an excellent sequel in my opinion. Question number 3, what is a new release that you haven't read yet but you really want to get to? And again, couldn't choose one. I chose 3. So the first one I've been holding since I think January, and that is The Night Country by Melissa Albert. This is a sequel to The Hazelwood. I really enjoyed The Hazelwood last year, and I really want to read The Night Country. I just haven't had my opportunity to get to it. Then we have Kingdom of Bach by Marie Lu. This is the special owl crate, which has the silver edges. I love Marie Lu's writing so much. I can't wait to get to this. It has music, Mozart, alternate history stuff, and I'm very excited for it. I feel like I'm gonna get really winter song vibes, and I absolutely loved winter songs, so we'll see what we think of this. Oh my god. I wish I could point the camera down right now and show you what Chris is doing, but it's very cute. Just take my word for it. This is a book I just got in the mail. I actually got it from Moon Palace Books, which is a bookstore in Minneapolis that was helping support the protesters during the first protests happening. And so I wanted to support a bookstore that is also independent and supporting Black Lives Matter. And so I got 3 books from them, but one of them that I bought that I was really excited for a new release this year was We Are the Wildcats by Siobhan Vivian. I know this is going to be like a darker contemporary dealing with what team is it? They're the Wildcats, but I forget what sport they play. Field hockey. I was like, it's something dealing with like a hockey-like thing, but it's field hockey. I'm really intrigued by it, and I really want to get to this very soon. Also, I love the illustrated cover. Question number 4, what is your most anticipated release coming up for the second half of the year? I am extremely excited for the sequel to Serpent and Dove by Shelby Mahurin, and that's called Blood and Honey. I loved this book, and again, this is a book that you either love or you hate. I don't see any middle ground in this. I loved it because it is an enemies to lovers. It's a forced marriage situation with a witch and a witch hunter, and it's just great, and I love it so much. I cannot wait for the sequel. It comes out, I believe, September 22nd, I want to say. If you haven't read Serpent and Dove yet, check this out and then get ready for the sequel with me. The next question is, what is the biggest disappointment so far this year? And I have two. So time to pull off this pore strip. How bad is it? Do I just rip it off? Oh, hello. I don't want to gross you guys out. I'm not going to like be that person that shows you this, but definitely cleaned out some pores there. Hold on, it's mask time. Okay, that is dripping. I'm gonna put it like this. Oh god. This thing? Oh my god, hold on. Something's wrong. Where's my mouth? Where's my mouth? Does it look pretty? I don't think I'm supposed to be like moving my mouth while we do this, but you know. Whatever. I should have got one of those like weird animal face ones. Then I could look like I'm somebody from Cats. Self-care. Okay, disappointments. Aside from me, one disappointment was Once in Future by Amy Rose Capetta and Corey McCarthy. I really like Amy Rose Capetta and I like her writing. I really like her book Brilliant Death, and this was such a letdown for me because I really wanted to like it. It was King Arthur retelling in space, gender-bent King Arthur retelling in space. But I just didn't like it. You can see more of my rant about it in my May reviews, but very disappointed. Second disappointment I just read this month, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. I'd never actually read anything by Adam Silvera. I know people go crazy for his contemporary, which I do want to read. I have They Both Die at the End, and my battery is dying right now, so I have to switch that out. It started off really strong and good, and then I just completely got so confused. I think there was a lot of unnecessary POVs in this. It should have just kept it between the two brothers, and I think we would have been much better off that way, but I think it just wasn't good. 1 second while I deal with this. This is beautiful or what, guys? This is a beautiful face. Okay, we're back with a better battery now. Is this not the like most horrifying you guys have ever seen me? Oh, hi again. Self-care cat's back. Pat the butt. It's important to pat your cat's butt. I don't think you guys understand that. Butt patting is very important for cats. It helps their circulation. I'm a doctor. Next question is, what was the biggest surprise of the year? Yes, I've chosen multiple books. It's gonna happen pretty much through the rest of this tag. I've chosen 3. The Unbecoming of Mara Dyer by Michelle Hodkin. And I was really surprised because this is one that came out a long time ago. I think like a decade ago almost. And I thought it would just be very tropey YA from that generation of YA, and it kind of was, but in a way that it really worked. I really liked the character of Mara Dyer. I thought she was a very unique main character or a unique protagonist, and I really liked the trilogy. I thought it was really, really well done and very mystery filled with kind of superhero aspects to it. If you haven't read Mara Dyer, I do think it's pretty good jump into the YA genre. Daughter of the Pirate King by Trisha Levenseller. I loved this so much. It's in competition for like one of the best audiobooks I read too, because I thought the narrator was really great for this. I thought this was going to be just a meh 3-star read. Again, it was one I've had on my shelves for a while, and I didn't think I would care too much for it. I thought I'd just get through it quick and be done with it, and that's it. But no, I love this. I'm not letting this book go. It's so good, and the sequel was even better. Last big surprise I have is The Forbidden Wish by Jessica Corey. Based on this cover, it looks like a weird romance novel, but it's an Aladdin retelling with a gender-bent genie. So Genie's a girl. Really interesting storytelling and a really good flip and twist on the Aladdin story. I enjoyed this so much more than I thought I would. So this was a really good surprise as well. Next one is a new favorite author or a new debut author. I have 2 again. One we already talked about, but that is Sophie Gonzalez. I don't think she's a debut with this, but she's one of my new favorite authors that I'm definitely gonna go read her other stuff. Other book is Emma Lord, who wrote Tweet Cute. This was such a good book as well. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I believe this is her debut novel, and I cannot wait to see what else she comes up with. This was such a fun story that I think would make a great movie, for one. And it's very timely with like cancel culture and Twitter wars, and it's just a really great time all around. Next question is, who are your newest fictional crushes? While me, almost being a 33-year-old woman, I do appreciate a lot of the male characters in some of the books I read, and some of them being Etienne from Between Burning Worlds. I really love me my Etienne in this. I am rooting for him so hard. I finally read the Lunar Chronicles last month, and so Carswell Thorne, man, that's my boy. Of all the boys in the Lunar Chronicles, Thorne. Also in a book that has not actually been published yet, but I have been alpha reading for Leora Sophie, her character of Leto, mad crushing. So Leto, if you're out there, this is what's waiting for you. I can't tell you what it's going to be like when this book actually comes out. I'm going to be its biggest fangirl, and you guys are just going to have to deal with that. But major fan of Leto and Leora's writing. Your newest favorite character, and I have so many. Spensa from Skyward. I love Spensa so much. Embot, though, also, like, they're close tie together. Their dynamic is amazing. Ronan from the Raven Boys. I absolutely love Ronan. He is my favorite character in the entire Raven cycle. Can't wait to get to Call Down the Hawk. Really, really loved Lada in And I Darken. I just read this one this month, and I did not expect to like this as much as I did because I have seen many mixed reviews, but I really, really appreciated the character of Lada. There were some problematic moments for me with her opinions on women and how other women handle their own femininity and stuff. Did I say that? The girl thing. I really thought Lada was a very strong protagonist, and I really, really enjoyed this. As well as Rin from the Bone Houses. This is an excellent book. It was a contender as well. It's kind of one I didn't mention as a favorite book of the year, but I would put it in that category now that I'm thinking more about it, because I absolutely loved this book. Rin is also excellent, strong female protagonist in this. Also, back to Daughter of the Pirate King, Alosa. Absolutely love Alosa. The final character that I love, I told you I could not pick him one, in the Gilded Wolves is Hypnos and Enrique. Those are my boys in this that I absolutely love. I also love Zofia a lot, but I think of the characters in total, Hypnos is my favorite. The next question is a book that made you cry. While I do not cry most of the time when I'm reading books, I actually did, and I hardly ever do this, but I actually cried during Only Mostly Devastated. There is a really, really sad part in this book, and I read it at a time where someone in my family was in the hospital, and it kind of triggered a lot of those tears coming out, so I definitely cried while reading this, but I also loved this book so much, you guys. Read this book. And a book that made you laugh or happy. God, this is not staying on my face. My Lady Jane by the Lady Janies, who are Cynthia Han, Brody Ashton, and Jodie Meadows. This was so funny. I was literally laughing out loud. I listened to the audiobook for this, and it was so freaking funny, you guys. You need to read these. You need to read the Lady Janies. I can't wait to read My Calamity Jane. And they're going to start a whole Mary season of books, and I am so ready because we're going to get back into this world, I believe, with Mary, Queen of Scots, who is in this book. But this is the story of Lady Jane Grey, and it also deals with shapeshifters and stuff, and it's so freaking good. Honorable mention, this is my best audiobook thus far this year. It's not in the freak out tag, but I think it should be. So the best audiobook I have read this year has been this one as well. And the next question is, what is the most beautiful book? The most beautiful book that you've bought this year? It took me a minute. I had to look through all the books that I have bought this year, but I have to give it to Gods of Jade and Shadow by Silvio Moreno Garcia. I absolutely love this cover. I love the color dynamics in this. I love the artistry in it. I think it's an excellent wraparound cover. It tells you a lot already of what you need to know about the book. I just think this is a gorgeous cover. Stay on my face, Mel. Stay on. The last question in the tag is, what books do you need to get to for the rest of the year? And like, so many. It's kind of ridiculous to even think about what books I have to do, but you can go check out all of my like 2020 goals. I have a significant amount of books that I said I was going to read in 2020 that I have to get to. I've got like Ninth House, Starless Sea, Circe, Hocus Pocus, the Invisible Library series, the Great Library series. I just have so many that I need to read. I've got a lot of series that I need to get through, and I have not started them because I am scared. But I wanted to add 2 quick questions to this tag, and that is the best graphic novel that you've read this year. Mine is definitely Pumpkinheads by Rainbow Rowell and Faith Erin Hicks. This is so cute and so good. I thoroughly enjoyed this. I loved the art in it. I loved the story in it. This is the best graphic novel I've read this year so far, of the whole, like, 2. And the best finale to a series, because we've had a lot of finales happen recently. A lot of series have ended, but the best one that I've read this year is King of Crows by Libba Bray, which is the final book in the Diviners quadrilogy. It's just so good. I loved it so much. I love this series so much. It's one of my all-time favorite series, guys. You need to read this series. Trust me. Trust me. Look at my face. Trust me. Oh, and we're just in time to take off this mask. So it just says that I just need to take it off. And that's it. And I've removed my face entirely to rub in the rest of the stuff. And it's definitely feeling something here. Am I brightened? I don't know. Is it tightened and brightened? There's my self-care. I'm gonna continue forward with my evening of self-care. I'm gonna do some mani-pedi stuff for myself, all that jazz. But that was the mid-year freakout tag. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Would you like to say anything to everybody? Did you think my face is pretty? What do you think? Do I have a brighter face now? Okay, bye. Pat the butt. Again, pat the butts, guys. If you guys like the content that I'm putting out there, check out my Ko-fi page. You guys can support me over there. I do have a shop coming up where you can actually buy my books there in both ebook and physical book form once I figure it out. But you guys can check that out. I also do have commissions open for a lot of different things. You can throw a book on my TBR. You can make me do a video. I can edit stuff for you if you're a writer as well. And if you guys have any further questions or comments, put them down below or on Facebook, Tumblr, and Twitter. And I'll see you next time, cuties. Bye!